Hello and welcome, my name is Aaron. Today I'm watching a music video for Just Like a Dream by dodree, who are very new. I actually don't know anything about them besides the fact that they are a duo on the JYP Entertainment, and I think there was like an audition survival show thing maybe for them. I don't know. I think I heard something about that. But that is actually everything I know, so I'm just excited to go into this with no expectations. Though just from the thumbnail and the first frame I do have some expectations. I'm just gonna guess we're going to stay with cooler colors, but we're gonna see. Besides that, as always, I will have the English subtitles on, and I think that's all I have to say before we start, so let's just get right into it and see what this duo is about. Oh, that's interesting. Whoa. Okay, right away, fantastic imagery with the abandoned building. I did not expect such a deep voice. I think K-pop and K-pop adjacent spaces have absolutely washed my brain to just expect pretty high voices, even in boy groups. So this is a very welcome surprise. I'm not mad about it. I find the colors very interesting, but I hope we get more like... The flower field and the abandoned building are telling me that we might stay in that area, that it's kind of nature connected. And as far, I think I heard that they are like very Korean folk music inspired at the very least. So we'll see. Oh. It's beautiful. The contrast between the magical or more whimsical, I think is the right word in this case, the more whimsical sets with the abandoned buildings and the flower field and all of that combined with the very real areas of the bus and the staircase is very interesting. It's very well played, especially in how it is cut together. They could have very easily just done like the whimsical stuff in the beginning and the realistic stuff at the end, but they combined it very well. It's very balanced and the song sounds great. So the thing is, I usually don't like these slower types of songs. That's just my personal taste, but this one I think I like. Let's see how that continues. I will say I'm missing like just a little bit of more color in here because everything's very dark or white. And I would just like a little dash of color. And I think if they do blue or green, that would be great because it fits together with the previous stuff. So I'm hoping for that. Let's see if my requests will be answered. The choreo also looks great. Ooh. Narnia vibes. The use of light is crazy. What do you mean? This is beautiful. I'm surprised I haven't seen this before in like K-pop or K-pop adjacent music videos. At least I can't remember that we had anything similar like this before. And I've seen my fair share of music videos, so that is actually confusing. Did I just forget? Dreamcatcher might have had something similar, but not in the same way. This is a fascinating approach, especially coming from JYP. I'm fairly aware of like JYP artists and the concepts and sounds they are doing at the moment. This feels new, not only for JYP but in general. And this music video is doing something that I have complained about endlessly before that other music videos aren't doing, and that is they're actually giving us time to look. I can actually look at stuff and I can process it before they cut away, which a lot of music videos in recent times, where on one hand, I feel like music videos are doing that more now. They are slowing down a little bit. But on the other hand, especially at the end of 2025, it was like really fast paced. I complained about the entire time that every music video was super fast cuts. So this is really nice that I can actually look at stuff and register it. You know what I would love for this? I would love some like aquarium stuff, fish stuff. I feel like it fits together with the dream. And I also just realized with this, we now technically have more color in here. We have all this yellow light. But it's just, there's something about, on one hand, it fits together with like, I'm just going to say that this is a dream concept. Kinda. It's kind of what they are like aiming at. It's kind of what they are aiming at. Dreams are usually kind of presented in media as either very pastely and blurry or pretty cold colors. So they are doing more of the cold color approach. But even with that, it seems really muted, and I do feel like the song itself is doing some of the emotional coloring, so to say. I feel like that's the best way I could put it right now. And I'm so curious about what's going to happen now that they are both in the same place. So let's keep going. Ooh, that's beautiful. The old lantern? Yes. Whoa. Oh, I thought it was glowing. It's flowers. The flowers are flowering. Blooming, that's the word. The flowers are blooming. I have to say it. This reminds me, just the shape of the tree reminds me of a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I put it up, but the thought just came to me. I have to share. Their voices are great. I've had this issue a little bit with specifically 5th gen groups where they're just no distinct voices I can hear in the newer groups, and that might just be that I haven't listened enough. But especially the beginning of 2025, I was kind of quite actively looking at debuts, and there was just no group that really catched me, especially sonically. That, to a big part, I personally attribute to not hearing distinct voices. They both have very distinct voices, so I very, very much like that. I'm trying to put together what this all means. It's kind of giving, and this is an idea that has been circling in my head for a while. It's not very surprising I'm connecting it to this, but this is kind of giving reincarnation cycle. It would be interesting. And like the white flowers and all the white in general, I know means something. I just don't quite know what. You know what I'm also wishing we would have a little bit more of, because the song is called Just Like a Dream. I kind of thought they would lean into it a little bit more with the music video, and they are doing that. They are very much leaning into it. However, dreams are often very blurry, you know? They are blurry and you can't really see stuff, and when you wake up, you're not very sure what you even saw. So I wish they would do a little bit more with that, because it's a very simple editing thing. It doesn't take that long. Even just like if some of the shots had blurry edges, I feel like that would do it a great service. So that bothers me a little bit, that we are not very, it is very dreamlike. It is kind of confusing and weird and still makes somewhat sense, and very much shows us two different worlds. But blurriness is so inherently connected to dreams that I'm just missing that here. So I think that's my only real complaint up to this point. But let's keep going and see what happens to this tree. Bush. Tree. When does a bush become a tree? When does a man become a monster? Elevator. Aren't elevators also kind of dreamlike? See, that's what I mean. Reincarnation cycle. They keep meeting. Oh, that's very pretty. Fascinating. Okay, this is beautiful. I will listen to the song a little bit more. If I have any more thoughts about it, I will write it in the video description. This is a really nice debut. What I will slightly mention in the first half of the music video, especially if I didn't know that this was a duo, I think I would have had a hard time picking up on it. Towards the end of the music video, that was much clearer, but just in the beginning, for a second, I was like, are they really a duo? But they are, so. I find, again, I don't really know if there was a show connected to this duo or if there was an audition that was televised, whatever, in that direction. But with that context that there might have been a show, I find this Destiny approach really interesting because it, on one hand, brings a lot of emotion with it and gives them a lot of options for like future releases in terms of concepts. And on the other hand, with a show attached to it, I feel like that might make it a little bit weird. If anyone knows more details about it, I would be very happy to learn because I don't actually know. Their voices are so interesting. I think another reason why I like the song is just that their voices sound so different from what I am used to at the moment from newer debuts, I think. That is definitely something that draws me to certain artists. The same thing happened with Hannah because they just have a lot of very strong vocalists in their group, which I just felt like wasn't very present last year. Something that does bother me is the thumbnail, and I'll see if I can find it real quick. I think this roughly is the thumbnail shot, and while this is very pretty, I do think it's a bad shot for a thumbnail. I always kind of take apart the thumbnails a little bit. I'm always of the opinion, especially when you have smaller groups, and this is just a duo, so they are very much a smaller group. If you can, especially for a debut, put all of the members on the thumbnail. And what confuses me more, and like I do acknowledge we do not have a lot of duo shots in this music video, at least not like very clean and simple ones, but even something like this last shot would have been completely fine. I'm just confused why they chose a shot where both of them are barely distinguishable from the background and we don't see either of their faces clearly. Because especially for a new group, regardless of if there was a show before or not, it is important to show the faces so people will learn the faces. So that's just this would be my pick, I think. I now don't know if I think the white background does them a little bit better. Just because the hair is so dark, they stand out a little bit more against the bright background. And it does, I feel like both shots work. So that's what I would have picked if I would have had any say in it, but I don't, so it doesn't really matter. Regardless of that, they have now convinced me to keep an eye on them. I know there's a stage practice for the song, so I'm absolutely going to watch that because this is great. I love it. I will listen to the song a few more times, and I already said that. Anyway, I really like this. This was fun. I think I will keep my eye on them on one hand, and I will absolutely watch some performances just on my own time. And I think that's all I have in regards to dodree. What I do want to mention, just a little fun fact, okay? Just a little fun fact. The Pokemon, I swear this makes sense. The Pokemon Dodrio, which it is called in English, in German, is actually called dodree. With an I, not two E's, but I still felt the need to mention it. But that's it, so that's where I'm going to leave it. If I could interest you in any more reactions, I have a bunch more on my channel. I'll link some playlists below, and all my other things are also linked in the description. And that's where I leave it. So, thank you for watching, have a good day, take care of yourself, drink tea, and with this, I release in the depths of the universe once again. See ya! Hello and welcome. What? I'm like fairly aware of what. I'm like fairly aware of what. Why is the words not doing the speaking? What? I've had this issue a little bit with what? I will listen to the song a little bit more. What? All my other links, all my what?